Dave Mitchell here, voice of Autism, episode 4. Sorry, I had to take another break. So, everything is good right now. And did my 4th episode in the series. So, you got probably what's going on. Well, tomorrow, I'll be getting started to do job training tomorrow, hopefully. But I will have to go to the chain. I did comb my hair to get to move to the side. There we go. But yeah, sorry, got some eyes. So I'm just gonna bring it up from yesterday's stream. To some of that, I'm still kind of a little bit don't get why people do it in the first place, but I'm going to get over it. But apparently I'm already over that. I'm just going to mention anybody say anything rude, I will. And if you think you know what it is, then, and if you don't, then I'll probably tell you you probably don't know. Unless it's somebody in my family or friends of mine who know me. But if you don't, then you don't have a clue. Unless you've done the research and know people with autism. So, yeah. So, I might be getting ready to start for order to get nominated. I'm going to have to get signed up and do stuff for and put my stuff on there. My girlfriend already know how to do this, but this is my first time doing it. So, you guys wish me luck on that. I'm part of INCA, with it, the big international autism group that my girlfriend is part of. I have her YouTube channel linked down below. But yeah, and I do have a puzzle piece artwork I did back in middle school, right there. Did that back when I was in middle school, and it's been 6 years now, at least 7 years now to be exact, but it's been a long time. And yeah, I do have the teeth, but that don't bother me. But you know, people always call people like it, but people with those cheap names, what I don't think are right. But yeah. So, time right now is 12:47 p.m. in the afternoon here. It's like the middle of the day, but yeah. So, I'm going to start some of that stuff that I originally had planned about a week ago, which did not happen. Sorry about that, guys. I do owe a apology for that. But yeah. Oh, and I am wearing one at church that my girlfriend and her family sent me with Hatsack Filipino. But if anybody else is kind of watching right now, just ask me some questions and stuff if you want to. But if I don't have anybody, I will talk to you on video about stuff that is going on or stuff that I want to say. That I do have a voice, if you know what I mean. But one thing I'm just going to say is that it's up in. Sorry, I got a scratch in my hand, a little bit dry. But most people don't get this. People with autism, not everybody with autism act the same, if you know what I mean. And most people think anybody with everybody who have autism have the twitching, the simming. Not everybody with autism act that way or have that. Everybody with autism who are on the autism spectrum who have autism is completely different. Not one is the same. Everybody is different. And that's something I already know. And most people don't even get that. But something that gets me mad. We do have voice. We are human. And there's some stuff that get me mad that make it where it dehumanizes us. It's just something that get me kind of depressed and sad that they do it to people like us. But I'm not hating. I'm not letting it pull me down. Gotta keep on going and show them what we really are. And by the way, I've been streaming more now. But yeah. But if you guys want to know, I was diagnosed with autism when I was about 2 to 3 years old at the time. And it was right before I started kindergarten. And it all got odd because when they diagnosed me, they had me at low functioning. They did not reevaluate me until in my second year of middle school. But it was pretty hard because they did not even help me with reading back then. And I'll be honest, I suck at reading. I can only read up to about a 6th to 7th grade level because of that. But I'm not letting it bring me down. Another thing is that that I have to say that they treated me like crap in some of the two of the elementary school. I've been to 3 elementary school per se. 2 of them treated me like crap. And trust me, I went through hell and back with them. And one thing that I'm surprised at, they don't help people with autism, and I'm gonna go through hell and back with some school and how they treat us. Like, in the second elementary school I went to, the kid, he thought he was cool. He was one of those troublemaker kids. It was when I was younger. Thought it would have been funny to bite me on my neck. And it was when I was around about 5, 7, or maybe even between. It was between. It was between when I was 8 and 9 when it happened. Between that age range, and he thought it would have been funny to bite me. And when he did that, he ended up getting Boba in trouble when I was not doing anything. I was trying to protect myself, and I ended up getting in trouble with him for no reason. And it was a special need bus. At the time, I could ride special need buses when I made it to high school. It was a good thing. Well, I don't do them anymore, and I will not do them again. And that's a fact. Well, there's something on this screen, but most people think when you have an autistic, you have to treat them like some odd way. But I'm surprised at how I would treat it. I did not came out messed up, but my mom is caring for me, like she cared for me. And I don't mean like, you know, like when you're caring for somebody, but my mom was there for me and she helped me, but there's some time where she takes it way too far with her being overprotective in some stuff that she do. But most people don't understand that. But my mom do sometimes don't get to understand that some stuff she do can go too far too. But it's all parents, if you know what I mean. But who am I saying? Because she is my mom. But yeah, it's hard enough that my mom is a backseat driver. I'll be honest, I do have my truck permit, but I do not do good with backseat drivers, like my mom. Because she freaks out on me a lot. I mean it, she literally do. They overprotected to me to the point where she's trying to make me wait for a point where I won't be able to get my state ID. She's making me use my driver license, not my driver license, my bad, my driver permit and my state ID. Which you need to understand, I'm not a little kid anymore. I'm actually will be 20 in August. But it's not how she sees. She's saying it's viable because I have autism. No, it's not. I understand you're trying to protect me, but look, thinking it's viable because they have autism or a disability. Ooh, you're technically just pulling them down and make them look like they are very powerful, and you. Oh, let me remember the word. Sorry about that, guys, but I'm trying to remember the word. Trying to remember it. That's very hard to say. Well, let me drop that up to right. But same is that I understand my mom is trying to protect me, but she take it way too far to a limit where it over assesses society for me to go play with her. I'm out here with my little brother, but I was here staying home by myself, but my brother here today, you were not able to go to a friend. My mom too trapped me here by myself with a good thing, but I need my mom to understand if she can trap me here by myself at home, she can trap me out there in the community by myself walking around, and I know stuff. You think I'm dumb enough to fall for some of the people who can be dangerous? I'm not fool. I don't fall for that stuff. And she don't get the point that I'm almost 20. If she keeps it up, she will cut my potential. Like, I won't be able to get to my full potential if she keeps it up. And she don't get it. The overprotection can go too far to the point where it can be harmful, more harmful than any good, like literally. And it's something I see happen to more of autistic people with autism than anybody else with. Yeah, oh, I'm sorry, I do got eczema, but my skin do turn red and get dry, so yeah, so sorry about that, guys. But yeah, and more people don't understand that, and people who are parents who have kids with autism sometimes take it way too far with overprotection, and sometimes don't even look in a way that they learn. Like, every person with autism learn in different ways, and people don't get that. And that's something that disappoints me, make me sad that they don't understand that. That every person who have autism learn in different methods and ways. Like I learned in different ways. Like, for then, when I was in elementary school, I did not start getting to know how it's up until my last year in elementary school. I started using my grandma's old computer, you know, it was a computer from 2005 to 2004, and it was in 2008, 2009, if I can remember. I was using my grandma's computer and started to look up stuff, and I started learning a little bit by little words, not by that, but by a small bit. Started slowly learning. It was using internet and technology, and how they tried using hook-on phonics and book with words. Here's my point. Autistic people, depending on where they're at on the spectrum, don't learn that way. We have different methods that can help us learn. and how you guys think you're doing it, it don't help. And I actually am proof of that. Exactly. And there are 10 other people also who are proof of that too. Like, literally, like, if you think about it, people with autism, we learn in different ways. Like, we see the world different. And some of you people don't even think that, and think that try to smother, like, dampen, and I'm trying to remember the other word, like, enclose it too, like, if I was born back in 1970, 60, I would have probably ended up in a mental asylum, just because I have autism. But I'm glad I was not born in that era. The people like us, we have a hard time, had a hard time back then. We still have a hard time, but not as bad as we did back then. And most people don't realize that. My point is that change, except that everybody needs to get used to. I'm used to change, even though I have autism, and yet people with autism, we can get used to change too. And most people don't realize that. And that kind of sad in a way, if you should think about it. Like, literally, it's actually kind of sad. And most people don't even realize it. And I talked about it stuff, and I put it out there that about stuff, but people don't want to even listen to people with autism. They want to think what they want to think about it when they're actually not knowing it. Something that get me kind of sad and mad about it. But I hope one day people will start realizing to get an understanding that we are human too. We can understand stuff like, here's something that actually make me feel like, that feel disrespectful and make me feel hurt. It's when people always send a guilt trip about it and make it where it's so hard for us. But I will never get it why. They need to get an understanding about us. It's something I don't get. Like, they always think what they're doing is for our own good. And sometimes, and not most time, it's not. The only time it is when you know somebody and know multiple people with autism and you talk to almost every one of them and you get it from their point of view. Like, every one of their view. That's the way, but most people don't get that. And it's another thing that actually makes me sad. And I will never get why they do that to people like us. And it's disappointing. Even though that we've been making headway, it's still hard because they look down on us, make us feel like we're useless, make me feel like we don't belong because of how they treat us, and it did pull us down and make us feel like we're not wanted because of how they do it, and giving us the guilt trip and like feeling bad for it because we have a disability, like feeling bad because I have autism. That only make me feel hurt because I do take my autism as a gift. That it make me good at art. Literally, I'm good at art. And art of like mapping, blueprints, and a few arts of like I'm good at blueprint drawing, but fixing stuff, building stuff, and a lot of other stuff too. Even putting stuff together. But all they see in me with autism, and they think somebody who act like a kid don't even talk to people and probably sit around doing nothing, like staring at a wall. They or making noises. Like, I'm going to bring that up. Autism speak. I do not support the group. I do not support them because of what they do and how they say autism is a disease when it's not. It's not a disease. It's neurological in the brain. And most people don't get that. And it kind of disappointing. But the group that I'm part of with it bigger than Autism Speak. With the group I'm part of, we call Inca. Think of our gifts and talents and what we are good at. With it group I support. And it's better than Autism Speak. I do not support them. With most people don't get that. It's kind of sad in a way. But another thing is that the reason why I do not support them probably because I did not understand it until I wanted the YouTube video to see if they would not a good company or a group, and they would not, because they were back in 2009 or 2012, and when they had the commercial called I'm Autism. Oh, that commercial got me aggravated because it made it look like we were cancers, but we are not. And it kind of sad how some people still think that way because of that trailer and how they treat people like us. But most people, actually, a lot of people like autism are very smart, and the other thing is that when how they treat it, if they make it where it's so hard for it to get a job, the 95% of the people who have autism, or actually not 95% now 85%, but that's still high, don't have jobs still because they have autism. That's right, probably my mom or my... Zach, you here? Zachary! 1 minute, guys. Hey, Zach! Sorry about that guy, but he hard-headed. I'm trying to figure out who hears, but my brother don't want to answer me like he always do. With that one thing that I do find disrespectful. And anyway, like when somebody into something I get upset or sad, hurt about, when I send messages or try to call somebody, they don't answer, or they ignore my answer, they don't respond back. That actually hurts too. And for people out there too, look, when I message you, please type something back or send a voicemail or call me. That'd be very polite. But not that many people do. It's kind of sad. But no, probably, hey, if you're unable at the time and you get done, you see my message, Jed, all you have to say is, I was busy at the time, sorry about that. But yeah, I will get an understanding for that, but if don't answer me because you don't want to talk to me, or if I did say something, don't ignore me. But yeah, most people don't get that. It's kind of sad in a way. And another thing is that I'm going to plan some stuff too, so have work out. But yeah. And yes, I kind of did a little all-nighter last night. But another thing is that I only do that to reset myself when it comes to sleeping. My stepdad to call it my brother. But yeah. And I'm trying to remember the urgent that people have finally did. Let me get back what I was saying earlier about how people like to feel when our people treat it. When our people give it the guilt trip and said, "Oh, we feel bad for you," when I was talking about earlier, because we have autism, that make me feel bad and make me feel feel disrespected when they do that to us. Just because we have autism, that means it make it right to do that guilt trip to us. It really don't. And most people don't understand that. It's kind of sad. But the bullying, the antagonizing, that's another thing that we have to deal with. And it's pretty disappointing in a way too. But it's something that we have to get used to. I deal with it on an everyday basis back in middle school. And started learning how to control it, but yeah. That was my mom talking, so sorry about that, guys. My family member talking, but yeah. And I hope one day people start realizing and accepting us for who we are. But I won't get why they don't do it in the first place, but yeah. Better if we have an understanding then and people accepting us for who we are than treating us different or like lower because we have autism. But and another thing I have to say, they always bring up the thing that about people like us with autism, say we are crazy and all that and have problems. That actually not true. You see all the hate crime and stuff out there on people like us, like against people like us, or people actually attacks us and harass us and actually bully us. You'd be surprised at how people have not realized how rude and how they treated us. But making it where people with autism are bad and mentally unstable, but we are not. Some are pretty smart with talents, but how they treat us is not right. My brother talking to his friend again, but it's something that people need to get understanding of. Just because we have autism, don't make it right. It does not make it right. And most people don't understand that. Now, it's something that I do have a problem with some people. People is that they try to make it where, like, literally, they try to make you, because you have autism, make you look like you're dangerous to other people. With that is rude and it's not right. I don't think it's right that people do that to some people with autism, like, and because of how some of them look too, that they make it look like it. We're not right. And you seen how people treat people like that in high school and all that with the bullying? You should be surprised at how some even make it through high school dealing with bullies and teachers who treat us like crap and disrespect us. Unfortunately, it's very disrespectful. My girlfriend had to deal with it when she was in school, and she had to deal with it in college. She still in college with a good thing. I'm still having a hard time with that. They always think putting you into it for neurotypical, or what we call people who don't have autism, who are not autistic, we call them neurotypicals, what we call them. and they probably do, and they all treat people all in the same way, and that don't work. Even it's more true for people with autism, that if you wonder why people with autism are so hold back sometimes, or are unable to get anywhere in school or life, because of how the school teaches them. Not every school do this. There are a few schools that actually teach it in different ways that do help, but not that many. There are a few here in Charleston, but not that many. Literally. And it's something that I have to understand it and know about. So I talk to other people who know it too. And it's just so... Sorry, but that guy had to pop my back right here a little bit. But most people treat up just because we have autism like we were something else. I'm still saying it's not right. It's not right that people do that to us. It's very hurtful. And most people do not get it. But yeah, and people like to deal with stereotypes, bullies, disrespecting people, or not disrespect people, my bad, people who disrespect us just because we all have autism. People who are backed up with autism, they disrespect us and literally bully and harass us, and sometimes try to provoke us in the way that they want to do that they like when it happened, which I don't find right. Oh, I'm sorry, my lip is kind of getting chapped too, so I kind of got dry lips too. But it's something all that would get me sad in a way. I'm sorry about that, guy, but I have to bring it out. What people don't even think about this. Literally, like, you think about it. What people don't even think about stuff like this. I just thought that nobody don't hardly bring it up as often as it should be. Like, and what people you see on there are people who talk about their kids with autism, or their teens. Some of the teens with autism who are high functioning are very smart and out very social. Sometimes some of the parents are strict on them, thinking it for their own good. You're really out putting them in more harm than good, and you put them their potential back way out of their way where they want me to say it, where they won't be able to reach it because of that. Being too strict and overprotective can be more harmful than good for autistic if you do it the wrong way with. A lot of people do. Well, I'm just going to bring to one person up an example of what happened when you're overprotective over people with autism. I'm not saying his name, but he was a sophomore or junior student. I actually talked to his parents before and found out that they were very strict and very overprotective over him, trying to control what he wants. And well, be right back, guys. Be right back. damn help. Okay, I am back, guys. Sorry about that. Had to do something for my mama. But I'm back. I've been not that long, but sorry about that, guys. But had to do something. So, yeah. And you guys probably heard my mom complaining because she kind of aggravated right now. But understandable. You know, if y'all would have put these clothes up like I asked, but you wouldn't have to be doing that. My little children are kind of pigs. Or messy. They make mess. They're technically teenagers. With everybody deal with people. Not every teenager like that, but some are. But sorry about that. But let me get back to what I was talking about. Is that people like with autism on almost a daily basis try to get people to get our understanding. And we try to tell them, look here, we are tired of you doing it to us. We are human. We have a voice too. Exactly, we are, and sometimes they dehumanize it and treat it like crap to the point of where, well, let me fix my hair, there we go, to where I feel like we are not even wanted. Like, it did disrespectful. And what I was mentioning about how my girlfriend is, she was treated like that way too when she was younger. But she keep on moving just like I have. But yeah, and sorry about having to do something for them 2 minutes. I had to take a wooden pot out with the plant that we were trying to grow some food. Yeah, trying to grow some food to save money. Or check right below right where middle class meets the poor. So we kind of are having a hard time, but yeah. And most people don't realize that you can actually be poor and don't look like it that much. Like with my room, and it is kind of messy right now, but yeah, I try and do makeshift stuff to help with conserving space and all that. I used to have the bunk bed right here until my little brother with jumping up and down on it, getting on top of the bottom bunk that he slept on the top bunk, broke the thing, so we had to get rid of it. But it kind of the point in how they did that. I kept on telling him to quit. He wouldn't listen, so he hearted it. But he had ADHD. But yeah. Oh, my mom, I'm talking to my older sister. Yeah, I got an older sister too. I'm technically middle child in family. No. Sorry about that, guys. My mom is kind of mad right now. Yeah. And I hope in the future that when I do more episodes, I don't have to deal with my parents and stuff talking to it. So sorry about that, guys. But my little sister probably gonna be scalded once you get home by my mom. I already guaranteeing it. But let me get back to what I was talking about with autism, because it's about autism. But what this series is about, because I looked at stuff in the news and stuff, and how they treat it. There was one video, and it really grinded my gear that they had on news as it was back in 2010. technically it would be like caregiving place, like how they're found certain job forcing people like into caregiving home who are high function or right near that point, who are able to like, and I can guarantee the video that they had did the point and how they treat it. I want to change that. I don't think it right. It's called shock therapy. They don't do it anymore. It was something, and it was their video on, but were on news that were recorded of an autistic person being put into jail and being shocked. This was such a minor, and they really think trying to control people like and you in fear and pain to control it. You have to be evil, and you have to be very scummy to do that. To be a dirtbag, or let me say it, you have to be like very despicable to do something like that to somebody just to control them. Trying to control somebody with autism, thinking it for their well-being and think it's good for them, it's really not. Some of the people with autism suffer because of that. Suffer because of you neurotypicals out there who think you're doing the right thing when you're not. More harm than good. And look, I have autism, but I have a voice too. I'm just like human. I'm human too. And none of you people who are neurotypicals get that. One moment aggravated right now, so sorry for that. Sorry that I have to keep bringing it up when I'm trying to explain to you hear Albert from my mom in the background, but yeah. Another thing is that people try to pull the good trick, what I said earlier on us, where they could try to get their way with that really don't work. Really, I don't fall for it. And I'm surprised that most people don't realize that some of autistic people are very smart and know what's going on. It's something I'm surprised that nobody have not realized that we have potential, we have understanding. Sorry about that, but it do get me upset sometimes how they treat us. And they did autism at a pandemic. That is disgraceful. Look, even if a president said it still did respectful. Look, you're gonna, that's exactly like you're saying back in World War II when what happened in Germany with against Jews, saying it's like a pandemic because they were Jews. It's same way with autism. So yeah, it quit saying it's a pandemic, quit saying it's a disease. It gets offensive when you do that to people like us, and it gets a little bit discriminated because of that too. And we deal with discrimination on a daily basis because we have autism too. Literally, it's very hard, and because they think how we act. And what I was going to say earlier, people like with autism, every one of us who have autism are different. Not everybody with autism act the same. And literally, that's something that I don't get why people don't realize that and don't go to their common sense. But it actually kind of aggravating sometimes too, but it's something we have to deal with on a daily basis. Literally. And news when it comes to like shootings and stuff, like what happened in Florida back on Valentine's Day, they tried using that person who did it had autism. One, stop trying to put it all on autism. Two, we people with autism are getting tired of you using that as an excuse when it comes to stuff like that. We are sick and tired of it, and we mean it. We are. No reason why nobody have not listened to us, because they like setting our voices, like setting their ears, to the point where they don't want to listen to us, and listen to the voice of reason, saying, hey, we are sick and tired of you using autism as an excuse when stuff bad happens. And most stuff that is good and that we done good and good stuff happening, they do mention people's names, but they don't mention that some of them have autism. The most people who done good stuff that should make people with autism look good, they don't even mention autism. But you're gonna be talked to, but currently made Pokemon. But I didn't mention it before. He had autism. Mark Zuckerberg. If we are still thinking he have it. Still thinking, not sure, but Dan Aykroyd. And a few other people. Literally, there are a lot of people out there who have autism, who are famous. And they don't even mention that these people have autism. And it's kind of another thing that is disappointing and sad too. But I will never get it why they don't mention that some of these people have autism in the first place. But there are some people or some news that do mention it, or for Autism Awareness Month, which would be really Autism Acceptance Month, should really be talked about more. Talk about how they should be accepting of more than trying to find a cure when it's not a disease. And I mean it. And I understand there are people out there that think that way, but you need to quit. If it was a disease, we would already found a cure for it. But it's not. It's neurological. It's in the brain. And that one study in Canada, and I kind of got a little aggravated at this thing because of how they did it, and saying that they might have cured autism from the one point. No, it's the neurological. It's not a disease. It's neurological. He matured out of it. You think because he don't act like what you think an autistic person would act like? Do you guys think people with autism act a certain way? Not everybody acts the same way. Everybody with autism is different. And that's a fact. And you people who are neurotypical, and that one person who called me in my last, the stream for last, saying I do not have autism, that called me the R word, look, do you think you really know what autism is? Really? You really don't, if you say that. You are really ignorant if you said, and yet I know who you are, and I'm not saying your name, but if you do it in my next live stream, I will call you out, and you probably will get ranted by our people who have autism. But I would dare you to say that out of autism system for Warlock Inca, that if you say that around a bunch of autistic, they'll probably bring security in and kick you out because of what you say. Like you say that these people don't look autistic, they look more like the R word. I guarantee they'll probably get security on you and kick you out. So don't discriminate and don't disrespect because of what you think of. Keep it to yourself. Keep your mouth shut when you try to think what you know about somebody with autism that you might not know. That one thing I have to say. You might not know what autism is if you think you know because of one person. Just because you know one person with autism doesn't mean everybody else acts that same way. And that's a fact. And most people don't get that. It's kind of sad. But literally, I talk to people on a daily basis on Messenger and WhatsApp, Hangout, and Skype. Some of them say that I do not look autistic. Some of them don't realize, and they're not trying to be mean about it. These people I know are not, because I talk to them on a daily basis. And I explained to them, they've kind of been talked about it and feel embarrassed, bad for what they said after I actually explained to them what it means. They actually apologized in the end afterward when I explained what it really means. And they realized and said, I'll not think if somebody with autism act that way again. I'll start thinking it depends on how they are. Now, there are some features that people with autism do still have that are slight noted, but you might not know that much. I do have a little trimming with, when you have with fingers, and I don't do the trimming like most people do, or like not that many people with autism trim, only a small few. Sorry about that, my mom.
I'm gonna tell you, y'all better start learning to put y'all shit up, Zachary. I'm not kidding.
Sorry about that, guy, but it's just.
Be so bad.
Sorry about that, guy. My brother and my mom. I'm not trying to be rude or anything, but my little brother, he did have it coming to him with getting talked down that way because he is messy and he don't clean up after himself. So he did have it coming to him. So, but sorry about that. Getting off the topic, but being that people like us with autism, we want people to realize that we are different. Everyone of us do not act the same. Just like any other normal person. Everybody who have autism, just like a normal person, act differently. You might can have one symptom, but still have autism. And some of the people who don't want to accept that, some of the people like that way try and make it where they want to keep it where, make it feel like we are put down and make it out there. Even some crooked doctors, crooked doctors do try to make it disrespectful and offensive, and try to change what autism is to try to keep wrote down and try to stop it from getting a voice out there. When you try to do that, it's going to backfire. That's all I have to say. When you're crooked and try to change a mental disability chain and accepting whatever chain is, like they're trying to change Asperger to autism spectrum disorder, that is going to backfire on you in the end. I guarantee it. And by the way, the labels that they did are not smart. That they won't change forever. Like, literally. When I was younger and when they branded me, they had me on the low functioning and unable to do stuff and unable to live on my own. I know how to cook. I know how to cook some. Know how to drive. I know how to do chores. Know how to fix stuff. And I'm actually getting a little bit better at paying bills. I do pay my phone bill with a prepaid phone. Plus, I need to realize that my mom do not need to put me under a child's thought because that means I'll be technically owned by the state if she died, and mean that I can't go anywhere, mean that I'll technically be forced to stay here in state if I'm right. And I'm hoping I'm not on that one. That proved in not good for me, but meaning I do not need to put under child adult with. Actually, that kind of is disrespectful in a way too. But I hope my mom gets her parents straight and realize that they need to start letting go and stop smothering me. By the way, when I was talking about earlier with job training, the people who have autism with 85% are jobless, or and only 20 or at least 15% are able to get a job based on where they're at in school. But I don't get it why people always think that. It always gets me frustrated when they do that to people like us. And they think of it. And they always, when people who run business see somebody with autism, they always think, oh no, don't need him, not hiring him. That's very offensive to us. Really, it's offensive to us. And most people don't get that. I really do mean it. It's very offensive, and it's not right. And it's shocking how they treat us like that way. And I will never get why they do that. That some of the people are pretty skilled at particular job and stuff that we're interested in. And I mean it literally. Some are very good at, but some people don't want to even admit it. And being that, exactly some people at least are the reason why some of the stuff we have now, the reason why it all here, like some people with autism are at the reason why some of this stuff is around too, but most people don't get that. But I hope one day, and I mean I hope one day that people get understand and realize that people like with autism are just like any other person and treat it normally, and stop trying to give it the baby treatment and stop disrespecting it and stop treating it like psychos. And stop treating it like crazy people, because people like that are not crazy. We're not babies and all the above, because they treat us in a way that it kind of disrespectful and kind of making it feel like we're not wanted and make it feel useless. It's literally out there. Yeah, any high functioning person with autism, like there are people who have autism who can act normal. Yeah, we can. So most people don't realize that. And you think I'm just going to bring the exactly, if you guys remember the movie Forrest Gump, to think about it. There are people with autism who really do act that way too. Not everybody. Same with our movie like that one. I not trying to defend other people with autism because I have autism, but I think most people who have autism, back then, I think they kind of nailed it with Forrest Gump, but how he acts. Well, most people don't realize that people with autism are very sexually active, and yet we can have a relationship because I do have a girlfriend. But most people think people like that aren't able to do stuff. It's kind of sad. But I hope one day, and I mean I hope one day people start realizing, realizing that we are able to do stuff just like any normal person out there. And I really do mean it. But it's going to take a while, and it's going to take us trying to get our voice out there more and more to get them to understand how we feel. Because they're not going to realize until we start standing up and telling them, look here. Telling them, look here. We have a voice too. We're just like you. We're just like human too. So we are tired of being treated like outcast and like we're not human when we are. Literally, there's some time where they dehumanize us because we have autism. It's really not right. I'm sorry about that, but getting tired on how they do that. Odd. But I hope that I'm going to talk about Earth up too. Did that people who keep on disrespecting I about had up to here with them with it, and I'm about to say anybody who do it, I will take their, Jet and Gene or check. No, never mind. Sorry about that guy. Got off topic again, but sorry. I will probably talk to her too, but just because I have autism doesn't make it that valuable for you to treat me in a way that you think I should be treated. Like, treat me in a way that you treat a normal person. And that go with anybody that you see with autism. If you're neurotypical and you see somebody who have autism, treat them like a normal person. It's the right thing to do. But the people who do not have autism don't even do that much. Only a few people do. It's kind of sad. And it always when something bad happened, they always say it for a person who have autism, which is not true. They always do that in the media, and they run with it. It's getting tiring. It really am getting tired how they're doing that. And I hope they will realize and quit doing it one day. And I mean, one day I hope they did realize we need to stop doing this. And I bet they will. They will probably, but it will be a long time before that happens. And I hope when they do, they realize that they really did respect it and defended the people in the autism community. And really, and there are videos out there on YouTube that should be taken down because of how they did respect people with autism. Like, I've seen video on YouTube that are so disrespectful to us, it ain't right. And it really get me angry that some of these videos get good reviews when they should not be getting any, when they did respect people like us. And I hope that they realize and stop doing that to people like us. That it get tiring how they do that to us. But yeah, I'm still going to do this from keeping my voice out there, but I might have some people on later on week. I do get the chance, but I'm not sure when I'll be able to do that. But it is going to be hard, but gotta keep on moving. Always think positive. But yeah, think positive and keep on moving with your life. If you have autism, don't let other people bring you down. Don't let them use fear on you. Stand up and tell them, look here, just because I have autism, I'm not afraid of you. Just because I have autism, that make me a lower right to you. Just because I have autism, that make me useless. Literally. And tell them, just because I have autism, that make me crazy. But I'm not. And just because I have autism. And I'm sorry about that guy did that. I'm been ranting a little bit because how people did respect and, you know, stereotype and treat it. It get tiring. It get really tiring. But I wish that people can realize the job. They will probably realize and stop doing it to us one day. It's just that probably for right now, not that much. So yeah, my throat's starting to get a little raw and dry, but I wish that they can start treating us with respect at any normal person. It's not right. But that will be a while for that to even happen. Oh, and I will, when I was talking about it, I will have guests on, so I'm still planning that. It's going to be a while. but it's hard to do. And I hope you people out there who do have autism can please stand up and tell them people who treat you wrong. Tell them, look, I'm tired of you guys treating us with the respect and jail typing us. I'm tired of it. Stop, or we're gonna speak our voice. Exactly, we need to speak our voice anyway, but we should. But pretty hard. Now, I do have a thing about my opinion on parenting on somebody with autism, but that's a whole different story for another day. But I do know that there are people like Purple Ella, with a friend of mine who will tell you to. She is technically a mom, and she have autism, plus her kids are autistic too. But she have pretty good understanding, and her family is pretty good and smart. Well, think about that. Yeah, and she is from the UK, but a friend of mine, and her family do pretty good. But yeah, I did a chat out for you, Purple Ella. But anyway, people like us, we do have voice and we can do great job. We really can. Really do mean it. Look, I know people who have autism who are running businesses. There are actually people out there with autism who run businesses, but they get overshadowed and not looked. That needs to change. That needs to change. And because, and by the way, some of our capability, when I'm talking about it with job training, we're wasted on dead-end jobs like bagging, grocery store stuff, gas station clerk. All jobs that you would expect with dead-end job. I'm not trying to be rude. People who were autism who get job, type of job we get are mostly dead-end, but it's very rare for autism to get a good job. But it do happen sometimes, and it's hard to happen more often. We gotta tell them, look here. And yeah, people like us, we all have to choose our jobs and try to say, and try for something better. I decided to do the terror heater chain what my mom was trying to get me to do, but I decided to do this with, I'm doing a solar panel thing, I'm doing job training to help me get a job. I can actually have the capability at doing it at a career and when I get older, if I'm able to start my own business. And I'm actually have the capability of starting my own business. It's just that if I had injected Terra Cheater, which I understand that they do help people like it. It's just that I did that right now. Now it would have been screwing me head over heels. I do support the program for people like that. It's just that for somebody like my capability, or like people who have a capability, everybody with autism have a capability and get started somewhere. But based on where I'm at, I have a high capability, but in a certain way. But if I had started at doing that at job, I would have been checked there and would not be able to do anything, and would have been checked permanently there. While still living with my parents, I am still living with them right now, but I'll be moving to California in 2019 anyway. But yeah, it's something that I'm still trying to figure out, and it's something I hope people get out and realize that we have capability and we can do big stuff. I will do it. So yeah, so I'm trying to remember. I forgot about what I was going to say because my mom was talking to my brother. But sorry about that, guys. But everyone with autism have capability. We can do big stuff. We can look like Sorry guys, but dogs are barking. And to change it, to look here. We can do big jumps. And we can show the world what we can do. Show the world what we can make ourselves made up. I'm sorry about that, guys. Kind of a little bit scattered because dogs are going on. But everybody, when I said it earlier, will have autism act differently. And not everybody with autism don't have same symptoms. That everybody act differently on the spectrum. So yeah. Well, let me. Yeah, my lip is kinda a little raw, but that's okay. Oh, I'm sorry about camera quality. I got about to say that. I would have better quality if it was a different tablet that had 8D. But the camera do work. That's good. That's my little sister at home now. But yeah. And people also like that we can do big change and make the whole world see what we can do. We have capability and we have voice. We can do it. They believe in ourselves and we can. And we will. And I hope people can understand. I really do. But David Mitchell appointed their train. They're out, we train out, we getting ready to go by. Like we have a train going by right now. I can hear it. But yeah. And I'm to change it. The one for, I'll be honest, there are people out there who are willing to help it and treat it with respect and try to point out the right path who do good. Like my middle school principal, he did see potential in me, and I'm glad he did because that one thing that helped me. So my teacher in my high school and middle school did. Now, two elementary school that I went to that treated me like crap, they did not. The other one did. But yeah. And my well, it would have been different if people from my middle and high school did not see potential in me, but they did with like a fantastic and great thing. But yeah, I hope everybody have a great day, and I hope you realize and get motivated if you have autism to get out there, and I hope you people who are neurotypical have a better understanding about people like and how we feel. But yeah, David Mitchell, and I am out. Peace.